How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you some absolute bangers that are all on sale on the PlayStation Store for the first wave of the summer sale that runs until July 30th. As usual, I've scoured this sale for all the full games, game bundles, and premium editions that are at the lowest price they've been in recent history and are at least a 75 on Metacritic. So if that sounds like the kind of video you want to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my coverage of any new sales that Sony puts out. I'm working my way towards 5,000 subscribers, so every bit helps. Alright, that's enough yapping from me, let's get into the video. For $24.99, Theatrhythm Final Bar Line is a massive rhythm game celebrating over 30 years of Final Fantasy music, and it features 385 tracks right out of the box, plus hundreds more if you spring for the DLC. You've got party-based rhythm combat where you build teams of iconic characters and tap along to battle themes, town music, and emotional cinematic tracks from across the series. There are tons of customization options, difficulty modes, and even a multiplayer mode that lets you compete with friends or randoms. It's an 87 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and around 50 hours to platinum. For $29.39, Gran Turismo 7 is the ultimate racing simulator on PS5, with stunning visuals, dynamic weather, and an incredible sense of realism whether you're playing on a controller or full racing rig. The campaign mode lets you build up your garage through licenses and challenges, while online multiplayer has a surprisingly strong competitive scene. There's a museum-like love of automotive history built into the experience, and fans of car culture will find a lot to dig into with the tuning, livery customization, and curated content. It's an 87 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and around 90 hours to platinum. At $29.39, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut includes the full base game and the Iki Island expansion, which adds a whole new map, storyline, and side content to one of the most stylish open-world games on PlayStation. You play as Jin Sakai, a samurai torn between tradition and necessity, as you use stealth, swordplay, and exploration to push back a Mongol invasion on the island of Tsushima. The cinematic presentation and slick combat system make this one of the most polished games of the last few years, and the Legends co-op mode is a nice bonus too. It's an 87 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and around 50 hours to platinum. For $23.99, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is a remaster of the early 2000s action RPG that plays more like Diablo than a traditional Baldur's Gate title, and it's a nostalgic blast whether you're going solo or playing couch co-op. Set in the Forgotten Realms universe, you'll hack and slash your way through dungeons and cities, picking up loot, leveling up your character, and slaying all manner of classic D&D monsters. The remaster looks sharp in 4K and runs smoothly, preserving the original gameplay with just enough modern polish. It's an 87 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and around 20 hours to finish, no platinum for this one. At $55.99, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle delivers a cinematic action-adventure experience that nails the tone and pacing of the movies with great set pieces, puzzles, and plenty of whip-cracking fun. You'll explore tombs, fight off Nazis, and uncover ancient artifacts in a globe-trotting adventure that balances narrative and gameplay really well. The game looks fantastic on current-gen hardware, with some impressive lighting and animation work, and Troy Baker's take on indie works surprisingly well. It's an 86 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and around 45 hours to platinum. For $34.99, Silent Hill 2 is a full remake of one of the most iconic horror games ever made, bringing modern graphics and mechanics to a deeply psychological narrative that still hits just as hard. You play as James Sunderland, drawn to the fog-covered town by a mysterious letter from his dead wife, and the game leans heavily into unsettling atmosphere and disturbing creature design. With the improved combat, exploration, and pacing, this is the best way to experience one of the all-time greats in horror storytelling. It's an 86 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and around 25 hours to platinum. At $29.99, Anonymous Code is a sci-fi visual novel from the creators of Steins Gate, featuring time travel, hacking, and conspiracy-laden twists that unfold through an interactive narrative. You play as a teenage hacker in a future Tokyo who gains the ability to save and load reality like a video game, and things spiral quickly into metaphysical chaos. If you like dialogue-heavy stories with tons of lore and branching outcomes, this one's right up your alley. It's an 86 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and around 20 hours to platinum. For $29.99, Ace Attorney Investigations Collection includes both Miles Edgeworth games, one of which has been officially localized for the first time, and it shifts the focus away from courtroom drama to crime scene investigation. You'll still get the same over-the-top characters and clever dialogue, but now with logic puzzles and deduction mechanics driving the action. The visual style has been cleaned up beautifully, and longtime fans will appreciate the new content and smoother presentation. It's an 85 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and around 20 hours to platinum. At $24.99, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy brings together the 3 games that bridge the gap between Phoenix Wright's original adventures and the newer entries, giving you a full look at how the series evolved over time. These games feature some of the series' best cases, a new generation of characters, and mechanics like the Perceive system that lets you catch lies by reading body language. The collection includes quality-of-life updates and sharper visuals that make it the best way to play these underrated entries. It's an 85 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and around 90 hours to platinum. For $23.99, Octopath Traveler 2 is a beautifully crafted turn-based RPG that builds on everything fans loved about the first game, with 8 new protagonists and an improved narrative structure that brings their stories together more meaningfully. The combat is strategic and rewarding, with a break system that encourages planning and experimentation, and the music and art style are just stunning throughout. If you've been waiting for a modern JRPG that respects tradition while adding fresh ideas, this is one of the best in recent years. It's an 85 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and around 90 hours to platinum. At $24.99, Death Stranding Director's Cut is the definitive version of Kojima's polarizing masterpiece, adding new delivery tools, missions, and even a racetrack to an already dense and surreal open-world experience. You play as Sam Porter Bridges, reconnecting a fractured America through a mix of exploration, delivery, and haunting storytelling that blends science fiction with deep emotional resonance. It's slow and deliberate, but there's nothing else like it, and if it clicks with you, it'll stick with you for a long time. It's an 85 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and around 100 hours to platinum. For $58.49, Lies of P Overture Bundle gets you both the base game and the brand new Overture expansion, which adds more weapons, enemy types, and bosses to this already excellent Souls-like. Inspired by the Tales of Pinocchio, but twisted into a grim, mechanized world, the combat here is tight and stylish, with a customizable loadout system and great enemy variety. The Overture expansion deepens the lore and adds even more challenge, making this the best time to dive in if you haven't already. It's an 84 on Metacritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and around 65 hours to finish the Platinum and Overture. That's going to wrap it up for today's sale roundup. If anything caught your eye, be sure to grab it before the first wave of the summer sale wraps up on July 30th. Whether you're looking for a racing sim like Gran Turismo 7, a haunting journey like Silent Hill 2, an emotional odyssey like Death Stranding, or the brutally satisfying challenge of Lies of P, this sale really does have something for everyone. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. Even joining at the $1 level gets you early access to all my videos and helps me out more than you know. Alright, that'll do it for me though, everybody. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see more sale videos just like this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.